Now we're learning how light behaves at boundary. So how does light behave at boundary? Does light bend or does it continue to move in a straight line? Can light move this way then turn around? Is it possible for the light to move that way? Let's learn that. We already learned in the previous video that light is a form of energy that brings about the sensation of vision. So without light, we can't see. So as light moves, it's very surprising. If light continues to move at 3.0 times 10 raised to power 8 meters per second, very fast, in a second, then it continues to move. Now, how does it behave at boundary? Now, at boundary, light goes this way. The ray of light, if light moves and it continues to move, a ray of light travels through a path. You understand? So, if I say, this is a ray of light. Light can continue to go as a single ray. This is a ray of light. That is the path at which light travels. Now, if we have combination of the rays of light, we call it beam. This is the beam of light. Beam. That's a beam of light. The combination of rays of light, this is called the beam of light. Okay, now we have a parallel beam. This happens to be a parallel beam that continues to go this way. Now, if you have a beam that moves from different sources and converge at the point, at the spot, we call that convergence beam. We call that convergence beam. So it goes this way. This is a convergence beam. So the continue to come. This is a ray of light. This is a ray, and we have another one that comes this way. The other one comes this way. Then the meet at this spot. We call this convergence beam. Convergent beam. So this is a ray, this is a ray. The collection of the rays of light is called the beam of light. Now in this part, we call this parallel beam, and this convergent beam, and this is what we call divergent beam. From a spot, then it goes this way, just like a torchlight, continues to diverge out. This is what we call divergence. Divergent beam of light from a spot, then it diverges out. That's what we call divergence. So there are three types of beam. We have the parallel beam, the one that keeps going in a straight path. We have the convergent beam, the one that comes from different sources, then converges at the spot. Then we have the one that goes from a spot, then diverges, that comes at the spot. Then the rays of light each diverges out away to different position. That's divergent beam. Now, how do these lights we're talking about behave? The rays of the light we're talking about, how do they behave a boundary? Now, let's talk about this. This ray of light we're talking about is produced in the spot this way, and we have a smooth surface. Ray of light can be reflected at boundary. That's a boundary. This is the ray of light. Then on hitting this side, striking here, then it can reflect out at the same angle. This is what we call the incidence ray. Then we call this reflected ray. So light at boundary can be reflected. How can it be reflected? If the surface, provided that the surface is smooth. So if the surface is smooth and shining, then what will happen? The ray of light will be reflected away. So this is the source coming this way, then it's going to be reflected. So ray of light at boundary can be reflected. This is one of the properties of light. So how do they behave at boundary? This is the boundary we're talking about. That's the boundary here. This is the boundary. So at that boundary, a ray of light can be reflected. That's one. Two. The second one is that ray of light can be absorbed. Can be absorbed. Now, a ray of light can be absorbed in one instance that when you have an opaque object, which is not shining, not smooth, but an opaque object, example the wall. Let's take this to be a glass, and let's take this to be a wall. Once the ray of light comes into the wall, then what happens? This is what we call the incident ray. Then the ray of light will be absorbed by the wall. Then what will the wall do? The wall takes all the energy of the ray. Then it absorbs everything. Nothing will be reflected. Then nothing will come out of the wall. Then the shadow of the wall will be formed behind. 3. We have a ray of light can be refracted. That's reflected. This reflection, this absorbed, and this is refraction. A ray of light can be refracted. Example, if you have a plain glass, not a reflecting surface in this extent now, the ray of light comes from this spot, then it strikes the boundary, the melting point, that's the incident point. At the point of incident, instead of being reflected, it's not going to be reflected, then what would happen? Now there's a normal here, there's a normal. We call it, there's a normal here, we call it normal. So the angle of incident here is going to be equal to the angle of reflection. The angle of incident here is going to be equal to the angle of reflection. So the angle at which a ray of light is incidented is going to be the angle at which it's going to be reflected out of that surface, reflecting surface. So we also have a normal in refraction. Now this is the normal. So in this is a clean glass. We'll talk about glass. A glass now. Or this is mirror. We take example of mirror. While we here we take example of what wall. Wall opaque object is going to be absorbed. While mirror, which is a kind of an object that can allow light to bounce off away to the other part. Now we have the ray of light comes like it as the incidence ray. It strikes this part. Instead of being reflected, nothing will happen. It's not going to be reflected. Then it's going to be refracted. So how it doesn't get refracted? It continues to move this way. It moves down this way. It moves down that way. So it comes from this medium. So in this kind of what I explained is that refraction. Refraction is the process by which ray of light travels from a medium to the other medium by deviating. So it moves closer to the normal. So it goes this way, then it moves closer to the normal. So instead of being reflected, it's going to shift closer to the normal. So this is what we call the angle of reflection. Angle of refraction rather. While this angle of incidence. Alright, or we take it angle of incidence and the angle of refraction. So the angle of refraction here is coming from the head. Why here? Because it has changed medium. Because it has changed the medium is coming from air medium likely to glass medium. So it's going to deviate. The refracted today is going to move closer to the normal. So in this extent, we have explained one of these things that was supposed to have learned, that there are objects we should know. We have opaque object, we have the transparent object, we have the translucent object. Transparent object, these are the kind of object that allows light to pass through them, and also we can see through them. Because light can pass through them, we can see through them. Now we have the opaque object. These are objects that do not allow light to pass through them, and they absorb totally. Now because light cannot pass through them, then we cannot see through them also. Now we then also after that we have translucent object. We have translucent. Now translucent objects are objects